this is not going to work in every circumstance. Okay.
And there's a couple trap doors that we should probably talk about here.
Sure.
We've put together an entire structure and system for our clients. And one of the primary things that we need to really be instrumental and proactive with the clients and make sure they understand. And it's good for you and I. A business owner, in our example here, that's transitioning a $10 million business is by definition, since we already talked about this, needs the value of the business to sustain their lifestyle going forward. Okay. So they've reached a point in their life where they want to do something else. Okay. They're successful, but they're ready to actually pull back. But they're living off of, in my example here, let's assume that this is a 5X multiple here. Okay. So this thing is generating a couple $1 million after tax every year. And the lifestyle supports that. Okay. Or let's cut it in half and say it's a $5 million business and it's generating $1 million, or it's a family business and it's generating 500,000. It doesn't matter. The client is living off that money.
Right.
And now all of a sudden, okay, I'm going to take that asset base and I'm going to monetize it. And in our first example, if a guy's got a $10 million asset base and he's pulling $2 million out of it, all right, that is a 20% withdrawal rate, which you cannot sustain long-term. So the financial plan that comes with the transition is absolutely critical. And what the client needs to understand is when you get that $2 million redemption check, you have to give it to me, because that's got to go get invested, so that when this thing is done, you've got $10 million of investment assets together with your other assets. And hopefully that's going to be sufficient. And you've got a good plan in place to continue generating income necessary to support your lifestyle. If you spend that $2 million, as it comes out, you will enjoy your lifestyle until such time as the checks stop, and then you've got a problem. Okay. So that's critical, but it also means that I have to stay involved with the client for at least the transition period and make sure that as these monies are developed annually, there's internal structures on how to treat quarterly distributions as loans that we then convert to distributions at the end of the year, so that we don't get behind the 8 ball and we have taxable income and no cash because we're actually running a business, yada, yada, yada. So it allows us to stay involved and also make sure that the client sees that there's a process that they're going through. It's not just, hey, I showed you how to sell a business and then I walked away. That would almost be malpractice. And it would not be any good for us or the client, because there's a lot more to it than that.
Yeah. So we happen to use some pretty powerful financial planning software, and it's that modeling to say, how does this fit? What does this look like? That probably starts the conversation. That's not the end all be all, but it's right. Like it gets us close enough for government work, so to speak.